Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this live session on reasoning ability part 2 for your upcoming IBPS PO main exam, brought to you by TalentSprint in association with Govt. I hope all of you are in good health and you are fully excited and geared up for your IBPS PO main exam, which is just a few days away from now, right? And I'm sure the countdown has already begun and most of you must be feeling a little nervous at this point of time. Remember guys, a little bit of nervousness is natural, but don't let it build to a stage of panic, right? Keep yourselves calm and composed, because this is really a very important time, right? If you lose your composure now, if you are not able to control your nervousness, then it will become difficult for you to perform during the exam. And I'm sure the fact that you guys have cleared the IBPS PO preliminary examination shows that you are good at controlling your emotions, but then you have to maintain the same same mindset even during your main examination. And I'm sure you will really do well, given that you have prepared really hard, and hoping that these live sessions brought to you by TalentSprint in association with Govt have enhanced your learning experience. Now this is session number 5 if I'm not wrong, as a part of this refresher series. We have already done 2 sessions on English language, 1 on quantitative aptitude, 1 on reasoning already, and this is the second session on reasoning ability. What do we do here? We have some very interesting questions chosen from the mock papers conducted by Govt based on the difficulty level and the way students have performed, and we'll be solving those questions in the session today. I have a limited time of 90 minutes, so I'll try and see see to it that I solve as many questions as possible, but then you can always keep practicing through Govt papers or TalentSprint papers. And yes, you can also look at our online programs if you want to access all the videos and the live sessions that we have got for you. By the way, before we get into the session now, let me mention that tomorrow we have a very interesting session for your general awareness section of IBPS PO main exam, and this session is titled the 50 most predictable questions in IBPS PO mains exam, the general awareness paper of the IBPS PO mains exam, and this will be taken up by our expert faculty Sridhar tomorrow for TalentSprint students. I repeat, this session is only for TalentSprint students. So all you TalentSprint students out there, please make sure that you join us for the session tomorrow. You have already been sent an SMS with the details. The session, like I said, is going to be on 50 most predictable questions for general awareness and banking section in your IBPS PO mains exam this year. Now, I can see a lot of you have joined the chat already. So if you're all set, we can get started. We had done a couple of very interesting puzzle based questions in the last session. We can do some puzzles today as well, but I think it would be better if we discuss some variety instead of just spending time on puzzles, because it really takes a lot of time to explain and arrive at the answer. And anyways, you all know that the strategy is to skip these questions, skip these complex puzzles as soon as you see them, right? I mean, skip these questions and join. After you're done with the remaining part of the paper, if you have some time left, then you can maybe try this out. Okay, should we get started? I think there's some request here for computer aptitude classes, which we have. See, reasoning and computer aptitude is there's nothing like they'll be asking questions on computers. I mean, last year also, or in fact in the last year also it was given as the same, but there were no questions as such on computer aptitude. However, there could be questions on flow diagrams, right? So we have a couple of questions on flow diagrams today, because that's logic and also used in computer aptitude. So we'll be discussing those type of questions in the session. That's what I meant when I said we have some variety of questions for you guys today. So just wait for that question to come up in the session now. Okay, so should we get started? I think a lot of you have joined the chat. Thank you once again for joining us. Let me present the first set of questions to you all. I think we can start with something simple, but different, something new. We have discussed such questions in the past in our problem solving sessions for TalentSprint students. Let's see if you guys are able to solve these questions. These are really very easy ones. You just need to understand how to pick up the values, right, the representation, and then answer the questions. So here we go. The first question for your reasoning ability session as a part of the IBPS PO main exam is on your screens now. So here's the question. Look at the directions given. Study the following information carefully and answer the questions given below. Right? So he says, study the following information carefully and answer the questions given below. Now, what is the information given to it? The symbol hashtag, it means either the hour or minute hand of clock is on 3. Dollar means either the hour hand or minute hand of the clock is on 12. Percentage is, means that either the hour hand or minute hand is on number 4. Then at the rate is for number 8 and plus is for number 5. Now there's an example given here. You see, time, when you write as hashtag percentage, represents 3:20 p.m. It represents 3:20 p.m. All the times are in p.m. The first symbol represents hours and second symbol represents minutes. Right? So, the point here is in these type of questions, you will be given time using 2 symbols. Right? Time will be represented using 2 symbols. The first symbol represents the hours and second symbol represents the minutes. So for example, if you see hashtag and percentage, it says it is equal to 3:20 p.m. Now what is the idea here? See, hashtag percentage. Pick up the values from the given illustration here. Hashtag is 3 and percentage is for 4. Right? This represents 3, which means either the minutes hand or hour hand is on 3, and this means either the minutes hand or the hour hand is on number 4. Now if you read the given point here, it says the first symbol represents hour hand and the second symbol represents the minute hand. So first symbol here is hash, it represents the hour hand, which means it is 3. All the times are in PM basically. All the times are given here in PM. So this is like 3 p.m. Plus, what is the second symbol? The second symbol represents the minutes hand. Now if the minutes hand is on number 4, it means what? 20 minutes. Number 4 is 20 minutes. You getting it? In a typical clock, let's say this is 12, 3, 6, 9, right? So if the minutes hand is at number 4, what does it mean? It is 20 minutes, right? Number 6 means 30 minutes. Number 9 is 45 minutes. Number 3 would be 15 minutes. So that's the point. The minutes hand is on number 4, which means it is equal to 20 minutes. Right? So 3 p.m. and 3 o'clock and 20 minutes. So 3:20 is the time. 3:20 p.m. is the time, right? PM here doesn't really make sense, but 300 hours or 3 hours and 20 minutes. So 3:20 p.m. 3:20 p.m. is what he's given here. So this is how you measure the time using these symbols, right? This is how you will measure the time using this symbol, using this illustration. Some of you have mentioned that these type of questions are asked in the SBI PO main exam. So I'm sure these are going to be very helpful, because if IBPS PO follows the SBI PO pattern, then you have something really very important on your screen now. So let's take a couple of more examples to understand the time calculation here. Like for example, let's say if you have dollar at the rate. What would this mean? See, dollar, always this first symbol is for hour, right? Dollar is on, it means what? 12. So this is like 12 o'clock, right? At the rate means what? At the rate is 8. Now 8, if the minutes hand is on 8, it is equal to 40 minutes, right? So multiply by 5. 60 minutes are divided into 12 sectors, right? 60 minutes is divided into 12 portions. Each portion will be equal to 5 minutes. So 8 is 8 into 5, 40 minutes. So 12:40 p.m. 12:40 p.m. Very easy to read, right? Similarly, let's say the time is percentage plus. What does it mean? Percentage is what? The hour hand is on 4, so this is again 4, right? 4 plus is what? Plus means the hour hand is on 5. Now 5 meaning what? 5 is like equal to 25 minutes. So 4:25 p.m. 4:25 p.m. This is how you measure the time. Now that you've understood this, answering the questions will become very easy. This is usually a 3 or 5 marks question. So the first question of the set here is on the screen now, right? It says a train reaches station at time, percentage at the rate. If it gets delayed by 3 hours and 35 minutes, then at what time it reaches the station? Find this out. You have to find out the time in numerals first, and again convert that to the representation as given in the illustration here, right? At what time it reaches the station? The time should be in the form of at the rate plus, at the rate, hashtag plus, percentage, hashtag, and so on. Okay? Somebody has asked a question, then what do we use for 6 o'clock? See, if we have to use 6 o'clock, the questions all will be based on only these numbers. Since 6 is not given here, we cannot represent 6 o'clock in this particular illustration, right? We do not know what the symbol is, right? We do not know what the symbol is. We should be given the symbol for 6. Like for example, let's assume the symbol for 6 is copyright. This means 6. Either the minutes hand or the hour hand is on 6. So what will how will you represent the time? 6 p.m. 6 p.m. would be copyright dollar, right? Copyright dollar would mean 6 p.m. Because if it is dollar, the minutes hand is on 12. Right? Copyright means the hour hand is on 6. Exactly 6 p.m. Right? So questions all will be given based on the data here. They won't be giving any questions other than the numbers shown in the illustration. Chalo, I think time is up. Let's look at the first question now, right? So see what it says. Let me just clear up all the writing here. The first question, what does it say? A train reaches station at time, percentage at the rate. Now represent this percentage at the rate. Percentage is what? 4. At the rate is what? At the rate means 8. So it's basically 4:40 p.m. right? A train usually reaches at 4:40 p.m. Now if it gets late by 3 hours and 35 minutes, then at what time will it reach the station? See, it usually reaches at 4:40 p.m. right? But it got late by 3 hours and 35 minutes. So you have to add 3 hours and 35 minutes to this time. What will it give you? See, 4 hours and 3 hours is equal to 7 hours. Yes or no? Or if you are not able to do it this way, I mean, this is a simple understanding. 4 hours plus 3 hours would mean 7 hours. So that's like 7 p.m. 40 minutes and 35 minutes is 75 minutes. The 75 minutes can be split as 1 hour and 15 minutes. So 7 p.m. plus 1 hour and 15 minutes will become 8:15 p.m. 8:15 p.m. You're able to follow. 4 plus 3 is 7. 40 minutes and 35 minutes is 75 minutes. 75 minutes equals to 1 hour and 15 minutes, right? So 7 p.m. plus 1 hour and 15 minutes is 8:15 p.m. This is one way of doing it. If you are unable to do it this way, then what you can do is convert this 4:40 p.m. time, which is in the 12-hour format, to 24-hour format. See, 4:40 p.m. in 24-hour format will be equal to what? It will be equal to 1640. So we can say 16 hours plus 40 minutes. 16 hours plus 40 minutes. Yes or no? 4:40 p.m. is 16 hours and 40 minutes. Plus 3 hours and 35 minutes. Now adding becomes easy. Now the addition becomes easy. Right? So 16 and 3 is 1900 hours, right? I mean 19 hours, let's say, and 40 and 35 is 75 minutes. 75 minutes is again 1 hour and 15 minutes. So 19 plus 1, 20 hours and 15 minutes, right? So 2015, you know, right? This 2015 represents what? 8:15 p.m. 8:15 p.m. That's what we have got here. Anyway, the question is at what time it reaches the station? It reaches the station at 8:15, but you cannot represent, I mean, you cannot answer 8:15 directly, right? You have to convert that to the notation here. So 8, meaning the hours hand is on 8, which is at the rate, right? This is equivalent to at the rate, and 15 would mean the minutes hand should be on 3. Minutes hand should be on 3. So the next symbol should be hashtag. So at the rate hashtag will be the answer. At the rate hashtag, which is option C. Okay. I hope all of you have followed this. A very simple question. I mean, if you are coming across this question type for the first time, then pay a little attention. Understand how to measure the time there, how to represent the time. Use 2 symbols. First symbol represents the, the number on which the hour hand points, at which the hour hand points, and the second symbol represents the number at which the minutes hand points. Okay, so it's all general understanding, right? I mean, 4:25 p.m. 4:25 p.m. would mean the hours hand is at 4, number 4, and minutes hand is at 5. And symbols have been given for each of those, right? 4 means percentage, 5 means plus. So we'll use it as percentage plus. That would be the notation. Okay. I hope all of you have understood this. Okay, Ramakrishna here has asked me a question. Ramakrishna says that for 5 o'clock, what will be the code? Will it be plus dollar or percentage dollar? 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock mean what? I'm assuming it is PM because all the times here are given in PM, right? So 5 o'clock is 5 PM, right? So minutes hand should be, hour hand should be at 5, minutes hand should be at 12. So 5 o'clock, right? 5 PM. So hour hand should be at 5, minutes hand at 12. So 5 is plus and 12 is dollar. So it should be plus dollar. It should be plus dollar. Okay, let's move to the next question now. I'm assuming this is very easy. All of you followed this. Let's look at the other 2 questions as well and then jump to the next step. So here's the next question. Some of you have mentioned that I should be doing puzzles like Priyanka and Swati and others here. Guys, let me tell you that we are uploading kind of very complex puzzles. We have uploaded series of puzzles on our YouTube channel. You can just follow that, subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch those puzzles, right? In fact, we have also done 2 very interesting puzzles in our last session in association with GridUp. You can refer to that as well. And we will see if we can take up one puzzle in the session today as well. Here's the next question. See what it says. A person has to catch a train that is scheduled at this time. It takes the person 5 hours to reach the railway station from his home. At what time should he leave from his home for the railway station to arrive at the station to reach exactly 5 minutes before the departure of the train? Try this. Got it? Option D is what most of you have marked, right? Option D. 10 more seconds and then we'll take it up. Chalo, let's take it up. Time is up. Let's look at the solution now. So it says a person has to catch a train that is scheduled at this time. So at the rate is what? 8 plus is 5. Now 5 minutes hand is on 5 means 25 minutes. So 8:25 p.m. right? 8:25 p.m. At the rate is at the rate means the hour hand is at 8 and plus means the minutes hand is at 5. So 8:25 p.m. is the time. So basically a person has to catch a train which is scheduled at 8:25 p.m. Now it takes the person 5 hours to reach the railway station from his home. It takes the person 5 hours to reach the railway station from his home. So basically, if the train is to depart at 8:25 p.m. and if it is going to take you 5 hours to reach the station, at what time should you leave? You should leave at, 5 hours before this, right? 5 hours before this. So, if you leave at 3:25 p.m., you will reach the station on time. Yes or no? 3:25 p.m. plus 5 hours. You're getting it? He should leave his home at 3:25 p.m. It will take 5 hours. He'll reach the station at 8:25 p.m. He can catch the train. Now, at what time should he leave his home for the railway station to arrive at the station such that he can reach 5 minutes before the departure of the train? See, he doesn't want to reach at 8:25. He wants to reach at 8:20. He should reach 5 minutes before. So he should leave 5 minutes before. So subtract 5 minutes from this one. You're getting it? Simple understanding. So as against 3:25 p.m., he should be leaving at 3:20 p.m. You're able to follow? Ideally, this should be swapped, right? I mean, he will take 5 hours to travel. So from 3:20, 5 hours is 8:20, and then 5 minutes before he will reach. Anyway, that doesn't matter, right? He leaves his home at 3:20 p.m. It takes 5 hours for him to reach the station. So 3:20 plus 5 hours is 8:20. He reaches the station at 8:20, which is exactly 5 minutes before the departure of the train. So he should leave his home at 3:20. But then this 3:20 should be represented in the given format, right? So 3 minutes hand should be at 3. Symbol is hashtag. The hour hand should be at 3. Hours hand should be at 3. So symbol is hashtag. The minutes hand should be at 20. 20 means 4, right? If you want 20 minutes, the minutes hand should be pointing at 4. And 4 here is percentage. So hashtag percentage is the answer, which is option D. Okay, let's move to the next question. Here's the last one. Try this now. This is the last one. So here he says a train is scheduled to leave the station at the rate. A person has reached the station 20 minutes before the train's scheduled time. At what time the person has reached the station? Simple. Has reached the station 20 minutes. Got it? All right, so let's look at this now. So the question here goes as follows: a train is scheduled to leave the station at the rate. The train is scheduled to leave the station at the rate. What is at the rate? At the rate means what? 8. So the hour hand is at 8. Minute hand is also at 8. Means 8:40 p.m. Right? All the times are in p.m. Remember, all the times are in p.m. So 8:40 p.m. A train is scheduled to leave the station at 8:40 p.m. A person has reached the station 20 minutes before the train's scheduled time. Train scheduled time is 8:40 p.m. A person has reached 20 minutes before. So at what time did he reach? He reached at 8:20 p.m. itself. So at what time has the person reached the station? Now convert 8:20 p.m. in the given format. So hour hand should be at 8, which is at the rate. Minute hand, see it is 20 minutes, right? 8 o'clock and 20 minutes. So 20 minutes means the minutes hand should be pointing at 4, which is percentage, right? Percentage. Percentage means the hand is pointing at 4. So at the rate percentage, option B is the answer to this question, right? Option B. All right, so we are done with this first set of questions from reasoning ability. Interesting ones, and like some of you mentioned, these were asked in the SBI PO mains exam for the year 2017. So a new format and easy to solve. I mean, once you're done a couple of questions, you would be able to solve these ones easily. Now I have Harish Kumar here who says, please provide basics in all the subjects. Well, Harish, we have basic videos for all the concepts across all the topics of all the subjects. But then for that, you'll have to explore our program. Why don't you just go to talentsprint.com, right? And of course, there are a lot of free videos available on our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. So assuming that all of you have followed this, let me move to the next one. Dhruvil Purani has asked a question that these are very easy questions. Are these asked in bank exams? This format was asked in the SBI PO main exam 2017. Now you are to decide if these are really very easy, can be asked, cannot be asked, and all that. See, you never know. You never really know what can be asked. Okay. The idea is that there's a different format, so we better be prepared for it. Okay. Now let's discuss something from data sufficiency. Now, the data sufficiency again is a very important topic, right? Any question can be asked in the form of data sufficiency. You just have to check the sufficiency of the data. Is the given data sufficient to arrive at the answer or not? You don't really have to solve the question. Remember, many students end up wasting their precious time by solving the question on data sufficiency. You don't have to do that. You don't have to arrive at the final answer. All you have to check is, can I answer the question or not? If I use this data, will I be able to answer the question or not? Okay, so we have a set of questions here on data sufficiency where the question is followed by 3 statements. Usually it is 2 statements, right? Usually there are only 2 statements, statement 1 and 2. But now we have got 3 statements. 3 statements, you have to check the statements individually and then go for combinations, right? Remember a couple of important points when you are solving questions from DS, data sufficiency. Number 1, never mark the answer unless you have read all the 3 statements. Okay, never mark the answer unless you have read all the 3 statements. Like some students, what they do is, statement 1 is sufficient, they mark that as the answer. You never know, even 2 might be sufficient independently to get it, right? So be careful, completely go through all the statements and only then jump to a conclusion. Now, the other point that I would like to mention here is, go for the combination of statements if and only if it is clear that independently the statements are failing to give the answer, right? Don't just combine or club the statements at your wish, right? You will do that if and only if individually all the statements have failed to give the answer. So keeping these points in mind, try and answer the questions that we have for you. Here's the first one. Here's the first one. See what it says. In each of the following questions, a question is followed by information given in 3 statements. You have to study the question alone with the statements and decide the information given in which statement is sufficient to answer the question. So here's the question. 10 family members A, B, C, D, E, I, J, K, R, S and W are linked to each other in a particular relation. What is the relationship of the person B with respect to person J? So data is given, I mean statements have been given, right? Statement 1, 2, 3. So use all the statements first independently and then go for combinations and find out which of these statements or a combination of which of these statements would be sufficient to mark the answer. I mean get the answer. So I'll leave you with this for at least a minute. The clock starts now. So not a very straight one. It involves arrangement to be done or blood relations to be established. So see if you are able to crack it. Okay, answers have started coming in. I am waiting for more responses before we discuss the solution. The question is on blood relations here, where we have 10 family members. You have to establish the relationship between 2 of them. Okay, let's discuss this now. I guess we have got a variety of answers, right? I mean, there's no common response here. You have marked D, E, B, right? Different answers have come in. I think some of you have also marked A as the answer. I can see Bindri Rastapur has marked A, option A. So if you've got A as an answer, B as an answer, D as an answer, and E also. And then we've also got option C, right? Dhruvil has marked option C. So you've covered all the options there. I think there's nothing left for choice. So let's discuss this now. Clearly, the mixed response that I've got from you shows that we are somehow not very comfortable with data sufficiency. And good that we have chosen these questions. Good that GradeUp has supplied these questions where we have 3 statements and we got to check and find out which of these are sufficient enough to arrive at the answer. So let's take up the first one now. Here it is. What does it say? 10 family members A, B, C, E, I, J, K, R, S, N, W are linked to each other in a particular relation. What is the relation of person B with respect to person J? What is the relation of person B with respect to person J? So there are 10 members in this family. We have to establish the relationship between B and J. Relation of person B with respect to J. Person B with respect to J. Understand, relation of person B with respect to J is different from relation of person J with respect to B. Many of us fail here. Many of us do not understand this, right? Many of us fail to understand this point, right? Many of us fail to understand this point, that the relationship from when you look at different directions is different. Like for example, A is the father of or A is the brother of B. A is the brother of B, let's say, does not mean that B is the brother of A. B could be sister of A, right, or brother of A. So, you have to be careful. If A is the brother of B, and let's say B is sister, then B is the sister of A. Relationship of A with respect to B is brother. Relationship of B with respect to A is sister. Or for example, let's look at an uncle and nephew pair, right? A is the uncle of B, or B is the nephew of A. Now, what is the relationship of A with respect to B? A is the uncle of B. Your answer should be uncle. What is the relationship of B with respect to A? B is the nephew of A, right? So that's one point which most of us do not consider, or we take it easily, we take it lightly, but that's very, very critical. So keep that in mind. Let's look at the solution. So look at the first statement. K is the father of A is married to J, J is the daughter of C is the grandfather of B, I is married to R. Now what I would simply look at in the first, as a first step is to see if both the persons B and J have been mentioned or not in the data, in the first statement. Let's say this first statement talks only about J or talks only about B, then clearly it will not give us the answer, because for us to find out the relationship between B and J, both of them should be available in the data. So here we have got J mentioned somewhere and B mentioned elsewhere, and all of them are connecting statements. K is the father of A is married to J, J is the daughter of C is the grandfather of B, and so on. So there is a chance that since both of them have been mentioned, there can be a relationship that we can find out. Remember, there is a chance, it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed that definitely be able to find out the answer. Just because both J and B are given does not mean that we can find the answer out. We can still be left in some confusion. But what is definite is if both G and B are not mentioned, if both J and B are not mentioned, then definitely you cannot get the answer from statement 1. Now, K is the father of A is married to J. So try and draw the family tree for this one. K is the father of A. K is the father of A, right? A is married to J. A is married to J. So we are using a double-headed arrow. See, K is the father of A. Our notations of blood relations, right? We have discussed this in our TalentSprint videos. Just follow that. So K is the father of A. A is married to J. A double-headed arrow would mean this is married couple. Now, whose husband and wife is not known to us, but A is married to J. J is the daughter of C. Now understand, J is the daughter. Fact that J's daughter is, J is female, which means A is male, right? A is male. So A and J are married to each other. A is the husband, J is the wife. Now J is the daughter of C. J is the daughter of C. J is the daughter of C. Right? Now, is C the father of J? Not sure. Is C the mother of J? Not sure. It could be father or mother. Now look at the next point. C is the grandfather of B. J is the daughter of C. C is the grandfather of B. So definitely C is male. Now there comes a question. It says C is the grandfather of B. C is the grandfather of B means what? B is C's child's child. C is child's child. C's son's child or C's daughter's child. Both are possible. Now, how are we, so while C is the grandfather of B or B is the grandchild of C, how do we make sure or how do we find out if B is related to J or not? I mean, is B the child of J or not? There are two possibilities. Possibility one is that B is the child of J. So C becomes a grandfather, right? C is daughter's child. So C is grandchild. Or it is also possible that C has another child who is the sibling of J. J can have sibling, right? J can, let's say, have a brother. J has a brother. And that brother's child is B. Even in this case, C becomes a grandfather, right? C is son's child. Your son's child is also your child, your grandchild. So the point is, this first statement does not give us any clarity between the exact relationship between J and B. J could be the mother of B or J could also be the aunt of B. And then one more part given here is I is married to R. I is married to R. I is married to R is nowhere related. I mean, will not be useful at all. So am I able to find out the relationship of B with respect to J? No. And first, more importantly, gender of B is not known to us. From statement 1, gender of B is not known at all, right? B could be male or female. That's not given at all. So the point I'm trying to make is statement 1 is insufficient. Now we can conclude that statement 1 is insufficient because it does not give us enough clarity. Okay, look at statement 2. Statement 2, W is the wife of S, S is the brother of A, R is the father of B, C is married to E, and the couple has 2 daughters. Now, the point here is, again, go back to basics. Here, there is no mention of J at all. Remember, first of all, when you are trying to look at statement 2, forget about everything that is given in statement 1. You should not keep these things in mind. You should erase your memory about this statement 1, right? You should not remember any of these things in mind, right? Only look at statement 2. So when you look at just statement 2, what do you find? W is the wife of S. Remember, we are focusing on B and J. W is the wife of S. S is the brother of A. R is the father of B. So B's mention has been done here. Then C is married to E and the couple has 2 daughters. Is there any point given with respect to J? No. There is no information with respect to J at all. So will you be able to find out the relationship between B and J here? No. So without even drawing family tree, I know statement 2 is not sufficient. Why did we try statement 1? Because both B and J were mentioned. So there was a chance that we could establish the relationship. However, we could not do it because it was still incomplete information. Here, statement 2, in case of statement 2, just by looking at the data itself, we can say it's incomplete. Right? So that way you can save your precious time. Don't have to draw the family tree again. So 1 is not sufficient, 2 is not sufficient. Look at 3. Statement 3. Now when you're looking at statement 3, erase your memory about 1 and 2, right? Only focus on what is given in statement 3. The person I is the mother of B. J and I are children of E. J is the daughter-in-law of K. K is the father of S. Now here again, B and J both have been mentioned. So there is a chance that we could get the answer. So let's quickly verify that. I is the mother of B. 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 J and I are children of E. J and I are children of E, which means J and I are siblings and they are children of E. So this is how it looks like. Yes or no? I is the mother of B is this leg. J and I are children of E. So J and I are siblings and they are children of E. J is the daughter-in-law of K. J is the daughter-in-law, which means J is a female child. Daughter-in-law of K, which means K is husband's parent. J's husband's parent, right? J becomes the daughter-in-law of K, right? K's son's wife. Your son's wife is your daughter-in-law. So J is the daughter-in-law of K. K is the father of S. K is the father of S. Now K is the father of S again. S need not come here. S may come here, or maybe K has two sons. The other son is married to J. S is not married to J. Even that's possible. You're getting it? You cannot compute that, because he has said K is the father of S, you cannot put S here. S can be the other son. S can be coming here, or maybe S does not come here. It is somebody else, and S is the son of K, who is the sibling of this person. You're getting it? Anyway, what are we looking at? We are looking at the relationship of B with respect to J. Can you establish the relationship of B with respect to J? No. J's sister's child. J's sister's child. Your sister's child could be your nephew or your niece. See, B's gender is not known to us. The point is, B's gender is not known to us. Like in the previous statement also. Statement 1, what did we see? B's gender was not known to us. Even if you could find out the exact leg, gender is not known. Yeah, gender is not known. So, statement 3 also is insufficient. Statement 3 also is insufficient. So, unless the gender is known to us, you cannot really find the answer. So you have to keep that point in mind. Gender is very, very important, right? If you have not been given the gender, that relationship cannot be established. However, remember, if the question is swapped, if it says what is the relationship of the person J with respect to B, then we can find out the answers. What is the relationship of J with respect to B? J is the aunt of B. Right here, of course, statement 1 does not give us the data because J could be mother of B or aunt of B, both are possible. And statement 2 anyway is incomplete. In statement 1, J could be the mother of B or aunt of B. Statement 2 incomplete. Statement 3, J is the aunt of B, definitely. However, the relationship is B with respect to J. So 1, 2, 3 independently fail to give the answer. Now that all these three statements have independently failed to give the answer, you can go for combination, right? Now that independently these three statements have failed to give the answer, you can combine the data. You can combine the data. Again, how do you combine? You don't really have to combine all three of them together. You need not combine 1, 2 and 3 all together. Maybe 1 and 2's combination can give it, or 2 and 3's combination give it, or 1 and 3's combination may also give it. You're getting it? So try all the possibilities. There are 3 possibilities. In fact, 4 possibilities. 1 with 2, right? 1 and 2 can give you the answer, or 1 and 3 can give you the answer, or 2 and 3 can give you the answer, or 1, 2 and 3 all can give you the answer, or maybe all need not give you the answer. So all these has to be checked. All these points have to be verified. You can't be marking the answer very easily here. Now one way to, this is looking like 4, but I'm trying to write ampersand, by the way. Yeah. Now one way to cut down the time spent is, instead of checking all the possible pairs or all the possible combinations, just look at the options. Option A, 1 and 3 taken together are sufficient. Now can you use 1 and 3 to get the answer? No. See, the point is, now I know, I need not even go for individual combinations. The point is, whatever you do, B gender is not known to us. From statement 1, B gender is not known. It's question mark. From statement 2 also, while it has given R is the father of B, is B the son of R or daughter of R is not given to us. So B gender is not known. And in statement 3 also, B gender is not known. So even if you combine all the 3, forget about combination of 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 and 2 and 3. Even if you combine all 3 of them, you will not be able to answer the question just based on the fact that we have no clue about what the gender of B is. So your answer to this question should be neither of the statement is sufficient to answer the question. Strictly speaking, the answer should be all 3 of them together are not sufficient. All 3 of them together are not sufficient. All the statements taken together are not sufficient, but that option is not given to us. Yes or no? Option D says all 3 of them taken together are sufficient, but actually it is not sufficient. So the best of the options given here is option E. Neither of the statements is sufficient to answer the question. Neither of the statements is sufficient to answer the question. I hope you have understood this. Right? Remember, here we had applied a technique that we do not know the gender of B. So we could directly mark the answer as option E, that none of these statements are sufficient, or even if you combine all 3, you will not get the answer. But otherwise, in general, you have to check different combinations. Only 1 with 2, only 1 with 3, only 2 with 3, right? And all 1, 2 and 3 and so on. Clear? So while data sufficiency is easy to solve, when it comes to reasoning, data sufficiency inside reasoning questions, it can get a little complex. Okay? So if you're clear with this, let's move to the next one. You have to be very strict. Remember, when you're solving questions from data sufficiency, be very, very strict. Do not assume anything. Usually we end up you take some assumptions and get a wrong answer, right? So do not assume anything. Okay, one very interesting point which has been brought up by Shiv Sharan here is that, this actually is very, very important, right? His idea is that in the options, we have not been given that only one can give you the answer, or only two can give you the answer, or only three can give you the answer. So why are we even checking it? Well, that's a valid point. When the options have not even mentioned, why are we checking it? However, when you want to combine, individual diagrams have to be drawn. So we have not really wasted our time, but I should have been smart in reading the options first. So I think we can draw a conclusion now that when you solve questions from data sufficiency, especially of these type, first look at the answer options. See what combinations are given, right? Yeah, we don't have to individually focus so much on the statements. We have to only directly look at combinations. But not that you can answer the question without drawing the family tree, right? Clear? Chalo, let me present the next question to you all, and here we go. The next question is on your screens now. This is on a linear arrangement. So you see arrangements, blood relations, directions, these type of questions are being given in data sufficiency, right? Under data sufficiency. So try this out now. Again, 3 statements. You have to find out what combination gives you the answer. Okay, by the way, let me just quickly come to a very important point. This is a response to what Neeraj Chandra has posted here. Neeraj says, so in such kind of question, if the gender is not mentioned, then can we directly mark as data insufficient? No, do not do that. Do not do that. You guys, remember, don't build such understanding, right? Now this usually happens in reasoning, right? Many topics in reasoning, many concepts of reasoning. Now just because gender is not given does not mean that we cannot mark the answer. Like for example, here it is difficult. Here we will not be able to mark the answer because we know that B's or J is the aunt of B, which means B could be nephew or niece. So we cannot mark the answer. We do not know what the answer is. But suppose J is the husband of B. B's gender is not known to us. B's gender is not known to us, right? Let's imagine a case where B's gender is not given. But what is given is J is the husband of B. Now it's obvious that if J is the husband of B, B is the wife of J. So that's one special case where even without knowing the gender, we know what the relationship is. Or similarly, if he says J is the wife of B, if J is the wife of B and B's gender is not known, B has to be the husband. Now don't look at other extremities which are kind of getting legal these days, but the point is, if J is the husband of B, B has to be the wife of J. If J is the wife of B, B has to be the husband of J, right? So in this case, irrespective of B's gender, when you know the relationship between the two guys, you can find out what is the relationship from the other end, right? From the other side. So keep that in mind, right? Just because gender is not given, you cannot conclude to mark the answer as insufficient. There are some exceptions like what I've mentioned. Back to this question now. Got the answer to this one? It's talking about 5 persons living on 5 different floors on 5 different house sizes. Correct? Okay, Kirti Kiran has got option E as the answer. I would wait for more responses. You guys have spent more than what is required here. However, I would wait for more answers to come in. Option E and option D are the 2 different responses that I've got. We'll wait for maybe 15 more seconds and then take this up. D versus E, that's the fight. Is it D or E? Okay, so the time is up. Let's look at the solution for this one from data sufficiency, right? I still see mixed responses coming in, B versus D versus E. Let's try this. Here we go. There are 5 persons who live on 5 different floors, starting from 1st floor to 5th floor, each residing in 5 different house sizes, starting from 1 BHK house to 5 BHK house. Who's residing in the 5 BHK house? What is it talking about? There are 5 persons who live on 5 different floors, 1st floor to 5th floor, and 5 different house sizes, 1 BHK to 5 BHK. Who's residing in the 5 BHK house is the question, right? Now, the obvious parameter that can be fixed here is the floor number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, who's in which floor and what is the size of the house is to be decided based on the data. We are looking at who's in the 5 BHK house. Look at statement 1. Now again, if I go by that suggestion given by one of our students, look at the options. Option A says 2 and 3 taken together are sufficient. So maybe 2 and 3 combination. Option B says any of the 2 statements taken together are sufficient. So any 2 can be used is what option B says. Option C tells us that 1 and 3 taken together will give the answer. Option D says neither of these 3 are sufficient to answer the question. And option E says all 3 taken together are sufficient to answer the question. So very clearly, individually the statements will not give us the answer. Right? Independently the statements will not give the answer. So no point in trying out independent statements. What we'll do is we'll directly go for combinations. Right? Now before you combine all the 3, you have to combine. Before you combine all 3 statements, you have to go for 1 and 2 combination, 1 and 3 combination, and 2 and 3 combination. So 2 and 3 has been given, 1 and 3 has been given. In fact, option B, look at option B. Because option B says any of the 2 statements taken together are sufficient, we have to go for all the possibilities. What are the possibilities? 1 and 2, right? 2 and 3, and 1. Who live between 3 BHK house and Z. It is obvious that these 2 are the extremes, which means one is on 1st floor, the other is on the 5th floor. You're getting it? The odd numbered floor. N lives on one of the odd numbered floor. Now you might be wondering, why am I combining 1 with 2? Because 1 and 2 combination is not given at all, right? 2 and 3 combination is given and 1 and 3 combination is given. So why are we combining 1 with 2? Look at statement B, option B. Any of the two statements taken together are sufficient. So this includes 1 and 3, includes 2 and 3, and includes 1 and 2 as well. So that is the reason I'm combining 1 with 2. So Z lives on first floor is done. N lives on one of the odd numbered floor. Now the only odd numbered floor available is 3. So N lives here. The person residing in 4 BHK house is immediately below the floor on which person A lives. So if R, K, N have taken these positions, A would come here, right? A comes on the second floor. That's the only choice available for A, right? A comes on the second floor. Now, if you see, the statement tells us that the person residing in the 4 BHK house is immediately below the floor on which person A lives. 4 BHK is immediately below A. So 4 BHK immediately below A means what? 4 BHK should come on first floor. 4 BHK has to come on first floor. What else is given? The person residing in 1 BHK house and 3 BHK house have 2 persons between them. So 1 BHK and 3 BHK have 2 persons between them. So 3 BHK is already fixed here. 1 BHK has to come here. They have 2 persons between them. But still the question is, where is 5 BHK? 5 BHK can be in 4th floor or 3rd floor. And that exactly is the question, right? Where is the 5 BHK house? Which floor or which person? That is not known to us. So 1 with 2 combined does not give us the answer. 1 with 2 combined does not give us the answer, right? What we can do is 1 with 2. Now there are multiple possibilities, right? 1 with 2 combination is not giving us the answer. So maybe you can try 1 with 3. If you want to try 1 with 3, what you have to do is remove whatever you have used, remove whatever you have found in 2. Whatever data was given in statement 2, that has to be erased, and then you have to try with 1 and 3. But what I would suggest is, since we have already combined 1 and 2, we have not got the answer. Let's combine 3 as well. Let's check what happens if all 3 are combined. If all 3 are also not giving us the answer, then no need to check these 2. You understand the flow? Are you able to understand the flow chart there? We have already combined 1 with 2. We did not get the answer. Now you should combine 2 with 3 or 1 with 3. For that to happen, you should reverse some of the steps. Whatever you have found in statement 2, that has to be removed from this one. And then try with 3 or try with 2 and 3 and so on. But instead of doing that, what I would do, or what I would try doing now is, 1 and 2 has been combined. Let me combine 1, 2 and 3. So I'll use the data of 3 in this arrangement itself. If this fails, then obviously our answer will be option D, right? Or if it passes, our answer will be option E. So let's check. Statement 3, I'm using statement 3 now. The person who is residing in 2 BHK house and the person in 5 BHK house live immediate to each other. Obviously, 2 BHK and 5 BHK are next to each other. They are immediate neighbors. But who's on which floor is not known to us. And that exactly is the question mark, right? So this data is redundant, right? 2 BHK and 5 BHK are together is not useful for us. A and R have 2 persons between them. A and R have 2 persons between them. Yes, K and N are the 2 persons. So this is anyway there already. K lives immediately below the person residing in 3 BHK. K is immediately below 3 BHK. K is immediately below 3 HK. Yes, K is immediately below 3 HK. So the point is, even if I have combined 1, 2 and 3 in this arrangement, we have combined 1, 2 and 3, we could not get the answer. We could not answer the question which says who's residing in the 5 BHK house. And that is why I would conclude that neither of the statements 1, 2 and 3 are sufficient to answer the question. See, strictly speaking, the answer should be all of the statements taken together are not sufficient. All of the statements together are not sufficient. This is the best answer. But since this option is not given at all, we will go for the next best, which is option D. Neither of the statements, or in fact, none of the statements 1, 2 and 3, are sufficient to give the answer. Clear? So that's another puzzle-based question with data sufficiency, right? Even if I combine all 3, then not getting the answer. So these are certain things that you need to remember, right? 1 and 2 have been combined. I better combine 3 as well. All 3 together will either give you the answer or not give you the answer. If all 3 give you the answer, mark that as option. If all 3 are also not giving the answer, then obviously the other combinations are, need not be verified. That would be waste of time. Okay. So trust all of you have followed this. Option D is the final answer. Many of you had marked option E. I think Bhaskar Singh is the recent one, right? The last one to mark option E. Option E is not the answer. Even if you take all three of them together, you're not getting the answer. So that's interesting. Should we go for the next one? These type of questions are pretty time taking, yes, but do not go by the time that I have spent, right? I am explaining this, so it is taking so much of time, right? When you do it yourself, you will not do so much of analysis. I mean, a lot of this stuff happens very quickly, right? Rapidly in your brain. So that saves a lot of time. Okay, should we go for the next one now? Neeraj Chandra has asked a question. What is the weightage for these type of questions? It can be asked for 1 mark or 2 mark or 3 marks or 5 marks. I mean, if each question carries a weightage of 1 mark. Now they can ask you only one question, or they can ask you up to 5 questions, or they may not ask you any question at all. You never know. Anyways, the last one on data sufficiency, we have got 3 questions here. The last one is on your screens now. Another one, this is also on puzzles. So many of you wanted us to solve puzzles, right? We are doing puzzles through data sufficiency. Try this. See what it says. See what it says. There are 3 blocks in the parking area. In each block, 3 trucks are parked. The trucks are numbered from 1 to 9. Which truck is in the middle of block 2? Which truck is in the middle of block 2? Very interesting one. Let's see. Look at the options if you want, right? 1 and 3 taken together are sufficient. All taken together are sufficient. Only 2 alone is sufficient. Either 1, 2 or 3 are sufficient, or 2 and 3 taken together are sufficient. So you have to try independently first and then go for combinations, right? Option B, Ashwin and Bindri have got option B, that all of the statements taken together are sufficient. Okay, so some change. The last 2 questions had no result. No result meaning answer was that you cannot determine the answer even if you combine all 3 statements, right? But this time I think option B is what you guys have got. Ashwin, Bindri, Hiday, Chiranjeevi, Kirti Kiran, Monica. Okay. All three combined, right? All three combined. All are required. Good. All are required. Sonia Srinivasan, Banashri, Shiva Thakur, Gunjan Sharma, Ramakrishna, Chaitanya Lakshmi, Ashutosh, Rahul. All right. Guys, so like I can see all of you have got option B as the answer, which reads all of the statements 1, 2, 3 taken together are sufficient to answer the question. And I'm sure all of you must be happy that, okay, this time we have got the answer. This time we have not got the answer. I mean, we got the answer in the previous two questions as well. Many of you had got it, but this time there's a different answer, right? Earlier we said answer cannot be determined, but this time it can be determined. However, unfortunately, all of you are wrong. Now that's how tricky can data sufficiency be. Answer is not option B. All the statements taken together are sufficient to answer the question is wrong. You have 30 more seconds to verify where you have gone wrong. Let me make it even more trickier. Even I may be wrong. B could be the right answer, but then just check it once. You have 30 more seconds presenting the question to you all again, or maybe 1 minute presenting it again. Just check. B doesn't look like the right answer. Here we go. Okay, I'm sure all of you are surprised and shocked and amazed. Should we take it up? So some change in responses now, right? Some of you have changed it to D, some have changed to E, some have changed to 1 and 2 is sufficient, and others are still in shock. All right, let's discuss the solution now. I think enough time has been given. So be very careful, guys. Data sufficiency, while it's easy, it can get tricky. So let's try. Here we go. There are 3 blocks in the parking area. In each block, 3 trucks are parked. So 3 blocks. In each block, we have got 3 trucks. So that makes it 9, right? 9 trucks. The trucks are numbered from 1 to 9. Yeah, so 9 trucks, numbered 1 to 9. Which is the truck in the middle of block 2? So there are 9 trucks. Let's say the trucks are T1, T2, and so on. Right? T1, T2, T3, and so on to T9. These are the 9 trucks. And we've got 3 blocks, right? B1, B2, and B3. So in each block, we have got 3 trucks. Now, which 3 trucks are there in each of these blocks is not known to us. And what is the sequence also is not known to us. What is he asking us to find out? Which truck is in the middle of block 2? So in each block, there will be 1 truck in the front, 1 at the behind, 1 behind, and 1 in the middle, right? So 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, and 9 trucks. 1 to 9. Let's start working on it. Let's check individual statements first, because option D here has given mentioned that either of the statements 1, 2 or 3 are sufficient to answer the question. Actually either is not the right terminology. Any of the statements, either is only for 2. However, the context is that any of the statements 1, 2 or 3 are sufficient to answer the question. So because of this option given here, we'll have to check the individual statements carefully. So let's look at statement 1. Truck 7 is parked immediate behind of truck 4, but not in block 3. So according to statement 1, we have, let's say, 3 blocks, or we don't know, what is the sequence of, sorry, did I clear it up? Okay. Yeah. So let's look at the data given in statement 1. Truck 7 is parked immediately behind of truck 4. So truck 7 is immediately behind truck 4. 7 is immediately behind truck 4. But not in block 3. This is not block 3. It is not 3. So it can be 1 or 2. It can be block 1 or block 2. Right? This could be block 1 or block 2. And remember, truck 7 is behind truck 4. So the third truck can either be in front of truck 4 or in front of truck 7. Behind truck 7. You're able to follow? You're able to follow? Third truck here can be in front of truck 4 or in front of or behind truck 7. But 7 is behind truck 4, immediately behind truck 4. And this is not block 3. So it could be 1 or 2. Next point. Truck 8 has one truck between it and truck 6. And that truck is not truck 9. So truck 8 has one truck between it and truck 6. So truck 8 has one truck. Truck 8 has got one truck between it and truck 6. So truck 8 has got one truck here in between 8 and 6. Between itself and 6. And that truck is not 9. This is not truck 9. This is not truck 9. This is not truck 9. Yeah, which block is this? Not known to us. But that's the sequence. Again, remember, it could be T8-T6 or T6-T8. Because what it says is truck 8 has got one truck between itself and 6. So, we can swap the order of 8 and 6 here. And however, the middle truck is not truck 9. But then, does it give us the answer? No. What is the question? What or which truck is in the middle of block 2? Which is block 2 is not known first of all. Which is block 2 is not known first of all, right? We have one more block here that it is not even available. So 1 independently fails to give the answer clearly, right? Look at 2. Look at statement 2. This is statement 1. Let us now look at statement 2. What is statement 2? The truck 2 is parked immediately ahead of truck 9. Truck 2 is parked immediately ahead of truck 9. So truck 2 is immediately ahead of truck 9. But not in block 1. But not in block 1. But not in block 1 meaning it could be 2 or 3. Block 2 or 3. Truck 2 is immediately ahead of truck 9. Now moreover, the third truck in this block can either be in front of truck 2 or behind truck 9. That also is not known to us. But then truck 2 is immediately ahead of truck 9. Truck 3 and 7 are in block 3 and 1 respectively. Truck 3 and truck 7 are in block 3 and block 1 respectively. Now the point is, see, this could be either second block or third block, right? There is a first block and there is one more section. It could be third block or second block. Now it says truck 3 is in block 3 and truck 7 is in block 1. So truck 7 is in block 1, we can write here. Truck 7 is somewhere in block 1. Truck 3 is in block 3. First of all, which is block 3? Is this block 3 or this block 3? That's not confirmed, right? If this is block 3, truck 3 again can come here or here. Then this becomes block 2. But which is the second truck in block 2? It's still a confusion. Middle of block 2 is still a confusion. You see, there are a lot of possibilities, numerous possibilities. So 2 also independently fails to give the answer. So 2 also is ruled out. Now the fact that 1, basically what happens is, as soon as you find that 1 does not give you the answer independently, this option is eliminated. Option D is eliminated. Because option D tells us that either of the statements or any one of the statements can be used. When 1 itself is not giving the answer, how can you mark option D? So by checking the first itself, one of the option is eliminated, right? So this is about statement 2. This is about statement 2. Now let's look at last statement. I'll still try to quickly look at last statement and then go for combinations. What is last statement? The truck with one prime number is immediately ahead of truck 2. The truck with one prime number is immediately ahead of truck 2. Now see, if I go by options, 1 and 3's combination is given. All 1, 2, 3 taken together combination is given. 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question? No, this also is eliminated. Option C is eliminated. 2 alone, is it sufficient? 2 alone? No. 2 alone is not sufficient. So C and D are eliminated and option E says 2 and 3. So basically I have to check 1 with 3 and 2 with 3, or 1, 2, 3, all of them together. So anyway, 3 is required. 3 is required. So let's look at the data given in statement 3 as. So always decide how do you want to combine based on the options there. Statement 3. What is statement 3 talking about? The truck with one prime number. See, what are the truck numbers here? T1, T2, T3, T4, T5. 9 trucks, right? He says the truck with one prime number is immediately ahead of truck 2. So there is truck 2 here. There is one prime number truck which is immediately ahead of truck 2. Now what are the prime numbers possible? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 prime numbers that we have here. Of course, truck 2 itself is marked here. Now there is one prime number truck ahead of truck 2. So it could be 3, it could be 5, or it could be 7. Right? 3, 5 or 7. Yes or no? You're getting it? It could be T3 or T5 or T7. So not very clear as such. The odd number truck is sandwiched between 2 even number trucks in block 3. The odd number, so in block 3, whichever is block 3, this is a very interesting statement, right? Try to focus on this. Whichever is block 3, let's say this is block 3. The odd number truck, there is an even number truck, there is an even number truck. The odd number truck is sandwiched between the 2 even number trucks. So even numbered, odd numbered, even numbered, right? That's the point. Truck 1 is not in block 2. Truck 1 is not in block 2. That also is one piece of information. Anyway, independently it doesn't give the answer. Now go for combination. Which combination should we try? Which combination shall we try? See, I think let's try the combination of 2 and 3. Let's try the combination of 2 and 3. I'll tell you why are we trying 2 and 3. Because statement 2 already has talked about truck 2. Statement 3 is also talking about truck 2. So maybe this is helpful, right? Maybe this is helpful. So I am going to combine 2 and 3. I'm going for the combination of 2 and 3. Let's check that first. Now if you combine 2 and 3, what happens? See, statement 2 has already been marked here, right? Now look at statement 3. The truck with one prime number is immediately ahead of truck 2. So if there is one truck ahead of truck 2, and that's a prime number truck. So it can be 3, 5 or 7. You're able to follow? From statement 2, we have already understood that 2 and 9 are in either 2 or 3. Truck 2 and truck 9 are in either block 2 or block 3. T7 is in block 1. And we have no clue about the third block there. Now, so far we did not know whether the third truck is ahead of truck 2 or behind truck 9. But when I look at statement 3, it says the truck with one prime number is ahead of truck 2. So there is one truck ahead of truck 2. Now that truck 2, ahead of truck 2 could be what? It could be 3, 5 or 7. 3, 5 or 7. Truck 3, truck 5 or truck 7. But then truck 7 is already in block 1. Truck 7 is already in block 7. So this should be either truck 3 or truck 5. You're able to follow? Either truck 3 or truck 5. Either truck 3 or truck 5. Now, go for the next point in this statement 3. The odd number truck is sandwiched between 2 even number trucks in block 3. In block 3, what do we have? Even, odd, even. Now here what do we have? We already have this. This can be odd number only, right? 3 or 5 both are odd. Then even, then odd. This is odd, even, odd. Odd number. Whether it is truck 3 or truck 5, it is odd. Then even, then odd. Can this be block 3? No. Because block 3 will have even, odd, even. This is odd, even, odd. So this cannot be block 3. If this is not block 3, it is obviously block 2. And then obviously this will be block 3. So now it is fixed. Block 2, block 1, block 3. And the answer also has been obtained because the question is asking us to find out which truck is in the middle of block 2. Block 2 is this. Which truck is in the middle? Truck 2 is in the middle. I don't care about what is the truck ahead of truck 2. It can be 3 or 5 or whatever it wants to. I am 100% sure that the truck which is in the middle of block 2 is truck 2. How am I able to arrive at this conclusion? By using what was given in 2 along with 3. So can I say 2 and 3 together give me the answer? Yes. 2 and 3 together gives you the answer. Right? Statement 2 and statement 3 together gives you the answer. So I think option E can be taken as the final answer. The statement 2 and 3 taken together are sufficient to answer the question. We have no clue about what are the other 2 trucks in block 1. What are the trucks in block 3. But definitely we know that truck 2 is in the middle of block 2. And that's what is required. So option E is the final answer to this question. It's a tricky one. Most likely that we will mark all 3 of them together required. See, the irony here is even if you use all 3, you will get the answer. 2 and 3 together are giving the answer. Even if you combine the data of statement 1, what happens? Some more data will be available. But that's not useful for me. I only have to find out which is the truck in the middle in the block 2. That I can obtain even by using 2 and 3. So if you give me more information, I'll be able to fill what is there in block 1, what is there in block 3, or what exactly is head of truck 2 in block 2. But why is all that required? All I need to find out is what comes in the middle in block 2. That can be obtained just by using 2 and 3, and hence 2 and 3 alone is sufficient. See, what is the minimum requirement? Just 2 and 3 together are sufficient. Just 2 and 3 together are sufficient to answer the question. So even if you say, even if you verify all 3 of them combined together, you feel like, yes, we got it. But the point is, and that's what most of you have done, right? Everybody marked option B as the answer. All 1, 2, 3 taken together are sufficient to answer. Remember, data sufficiency, you have to follow the process. First check individual statements, then go for you have to increase the number of statements gradually. You cannot combine all 3 of them together. First check 2 statements, then check 3 statements, then check 4 statements if there are 4 statements. Like if I have to make our life even more complex and miserable, we can have 4 statements. You have to check statement 1 first, then statement 2, then statement 3, then statement 4, then 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 2 and 4, then 3 and 4. Even if these combinations fail, then you have to check 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4, or 1, 3, 4, and all those positive combinations. Even if the sets of 3 fail, then you have to combine all the 4 of them together, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? That's the idea. That's how you approach these questions from data sufficiency. Okay, so really a very interesting and tricky one. It can actually be asked as a puzzle as well, but yeah, data sufficiency adds complexity. So we are done with this question. Should we move for the next one? It is a time consuming question. Yes, it's not time consuming question. Let me tell you, we'll all end up marking the answer as all 3 are required in a very quick time. But you actually spend a little more time, you'll find that, yeah, only 2 are enough. Should we go for the next one? Ramakrishna says, I'll never touch truck problems from now. Well, yeah, that's not the definition. Good. Should we go for the next one? Option E is the final answer, that 2 and 3 taken together is enough. Chalo, let's take something interesting now. Let's discuss something on this flow charts and all, right? I mean, maybe this is what is computer aptitude. We have not seen any questions on computer aptitude in the past. I think there was one exam where they had asked a flow chart based question as well earlier in the IBPS exam. So keeping that in mind, we have got a couple of questions on flow charts here. I'll present the first one to you all. Try to study the data and then I'll show you the 3 questions. Okay, so here we go. So it says, in a cooperative society, the election is being held to select the secretary of the society. The process of polling has been described using a flowchart given below. So the polling process has been described. Study this flowchart first of all. Understand what all is happening in this flowchart, and only then I'll present the questions. Right? 3 questions will be asked. 3 or 5, whatever number of questions can be asked. Try this. All right, So I guess you have studied this now. Chiranjeevi has mentioned that this is last year's question that was asked in IBPS PO. So good, we have something from last year's IBPS PO paper, something similar to last year's IBPS PO paper. Let's discuss that. Okay. Now, like I said, the idea is to understand the flowchart first. So I'm trying to zoom in because some of you have mentioned that you're not able to read it. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll explain. All right. All right, guys. Really sorry for that inconvenience caused. My bad. I pressed some wrong. I pushed the wrong button here, which caused the disturbance in the stream. I'm very sorry about that. But we are back. With the stream, and I hope all of you are able to see it clearly now. So let me present the question and discuss the solution with you all. Okay, here we go. So like you can see, he talks about a cooperative society where the election has been held to select the secretary of the society. The process of polling has been described using a flowchart. Now, what is this flowchart? Look at it. I'll show it to you in step-by-step process. Okay. Just a second. So, here's the first part of the flowchart. Look at this, right? The first part. So, what do you see? That the voter. See, we have to start from this point, right? The voter. This is called a decision box, right? So the voter, we check if the age is more than 18 or not. If the age is less than 18, if age greater than or equal to 18, if the answer is no, then record the details of the voter, and the voter has to exit from gate number 5, because it means only people who are aged more than 18 or equal to 18 can participate in the election, but can participate or can cast their vote. If the age is more than 18, then go to the polling officer, right? Then go to the polling officer. From the polling officer, now the polling officer will validate your voter ID card. Okay, the polling officer is going to validate your voter ID card. We are here in this segment, right? Is going to validate your voter ID card. If your voter ID card is not validated, if it says no, then you are sent to, your case is referred to the polling officer. He will check your documents and validate your documents, right? If your documents have been validated, yes, he will issue a temporary voter ID. And with that temporary voter ID, again you have to go to the polling officer, right? And he will send here. If your statements or documents are not validated, then you are not eligible to vote, though your age is more than 18. Understand what happens if your age is less than 18, you exit from gate number 5. If your age is more than 18, but you do not have the voter ID or the right documents, then you have to exit from gate number 3. If everything is fine, then you will go to the polling officer, you will press the button, your vote is validated. If it is yes, then you print and confirm whatever, and then exit from gate number 4. So very simple process. Okay, very, very simple process where you check for age first, then you check for the voter ID, and then you validate the vote. Now let me present the questions asked along with this. The first one, here we go. Look at the first one. So the voting is on 1st Jan 2016 and a society member who was born on 5th July 1988. So first of all, check the age. The voting is on 1st Jan 2016. This guy was born on 5th July 1988. So what's the difference? 28 years. So clearly he is eligible to vote. He is more than 18 years. So this condition we need not verify, right? This is approved. Yes, he is more than 18. right? Wants to cast his vote. Having the valid documents, he has also got the valid documents, but does not have the voter ID. Find the correct statement out of 5. So what happens? The person is more than 18. So what happens? The voter is more than 18. Yes. So he comes here. He has also got the valid documents. He'll go to the polling officer, right? He does not have a voter ID. Does he have a voter ID? No. See, this is the segment we are in, right? The polling officer will check his voter ID. Because it is no, he'll be referred to the polling officer. The polling officer will check his documents. He's got the valid documents, but does not have a voter ID. So find the correct statement out of 5. The member took exit from gate number 4. Member took exit from gate number 4? No. If he does not have a voter ID, he will be referred to the polling officer. He will not take exit from gate number 4. Exit from gate number 4 is only after he has got the right voter ID or a temporary voter ID. So exit from gate number 4 is not correct. The member took exit from gate number 5? No. I think gate number 5 is for people who are less than 18 years old. So this also is eliminated. The member took exit from gate number 3? No. See, why will he exit from gate number 3? He has got the right documents, right? According to the question, he has got valid documents. Only if you do not have valid documents, then you will exit from gate number 3. So this also is incorrect. The case is referred to polling officer. Yes. The case is referred to polling officer. Option D will be the answer. Remember, option D will be the answer. You have to go for the immediate next step. Right? Immediate next step. So option D is the answer. The case will be referred to the polling officer. Alright, as simple as that. I mean, there's nothing complex about it. You just have to go by the flow given in the chart. Next one. Now, a member who is 22 years of age. So this is satisfied immediately. Right? Age is satisfied. Want to cast vote. Find the incorrect statement out of the following. Find the incorrect statement of the following. Option A. The case is referred to polling officer if the voter ID is not valid. Yes. This is the correct statement. We have discussed, right? The case will be referred to the polling officer if the voter ID is not valid. We want incorrect statement, so this cannot be the answer. The member took exit from gate number 5. Will the member take exit from gate number 5? No. He will take exit from gate number 5 only if he is less than 18 years old. He is 22 years of age. So he cannot take exit from gate number 5. Hence, the incorrect statement is option B. Right? Incorrect statement is option B. And we don't have to worry about C, D, E here. So simple. Next one. Try this. The voting was on 5th July 2017 and a member was born on 1st Jan 2001. He wanted to cast his vote. From which gate he might have taken exit. So the voting was on 5th July 2017. The member was born on 1st Jan 2001. Is he 18 years old? No. 2001 to 2017 obviously is less than 18 years old. So is he eligible to cast his vote? No. So from which gate will he take exit? No. Exit is gate number 3. So gate number 3, option C would be the answer. Right? Sorry, option 5. I'm sorry. Not option 5, gate number 5. Option D would be the answer. I did not read. This is gate number 5, right? If you are less than 18 years old, then you have to exit from gate number 5. Gate number 5 is option D. Option D. Right? So that's how easy it is to answer questions based on flowcharts. Now this is actually a simple one. Even if it is very complex one, just go with the flow, right? Throw a glance at the flowchart first, try to understand it, and then go question by question, right? Don't read the questions directly; it will not help you. You have to understand the diagram first, and only then you can move to the next one. I mean, only then you can read out the questions and try it out. Okay, all clear? Should we go for the next one? Should we take up something from machine input output? We have a lot of questions here. There's one more flow chart if you would like to try. Let's take one more question on flowchart. I mean, we have a set of 3 more questions again based on flowchart. Presenting the the second flowchart with the question itself. Here we go. I think again you would probably say that this is difficult to read. I'll zoom in the flowchart for you, read and understand that. But first of all, what does it say? Student Ram wants admission in the college, right? So different conditions are given in data flow diagram. So this is also called a data flow diagram, right? DFD. So after analyzing the above DFD, you have to answer the given question. So this is the question here, but first analyze the data, analyze the diagram, right? So let me zoom this in for you, right? Okay, even then I'll not be able to zoom in fully, but what happens is, try to study this first part. So what's the working here? The student, he goes to the college, right? He will ask for a trade. Trade is like a stream, right? He wants a particular trade that I want to, go into this trade, like commerce or science or things like that. So student goes to the college, asks for a trade, right? Now, is the trade available? Yes or no? They'll check for the trade's availability. It can be yes or it can be no. If it is no, again he will go back, ask for another trade. This is like a loop, right? If your choice is not available, you have to go for the next option, again next option, and so on. So this is going to be like a loop, right? But if your trade is available, then you have to fill the enrollment form. Like for example, if you want commerce, it's available, fill the enrollment form. If it is not available, commerce is not available, and then go back and ask for another trade. Science, come here, available, fill the form. If science is also not available, go back, ask for maths, whatever the sequence is, whatever the choices are, and then so on. So if the trade is available, you fill the enrollment form, then you have to submit your documents. The documents will be verified. If the documents are not valid, it can be yes or no. Anywhere there's a validity question, it can be yes or no. If it is no, look at this flow. If it is no, your enrollment stands cancelled. Again, you go for a new trade. So maybe your documents are not valid for commerce, but see if you have right documents for science and so on. I mean, that could be like the reasoning there. But if the documents are valid, then you have to go for the next step. So let me show you the next steps as well, right? Now let me zoom in the remaining portion here. If the documents are valid, what happens? Now if the documents are valid, yes, then you request for fee. If the funds are available, yes, pay the fee, take the receipt, and your admission is confirmed. If the funds are not available, again you are sent back. Sent back where? To ask for another trade. Enrollment is cancelled. If the fee is not, you cannot pay the fee, and then you ask for another trade. So that's the flow, right? That's the flow. Now look at the questions. First one here. If Ram pays fee for his respective trade and enrolled in college, then what would be the possible reason that he does not get admission in that college? So Ram has paid the fee for respective trade and enrolled in the college. Then what would be the possible reason that he does not get admission in that college? Look at the options. Ram is eligible to get admission in the college, but he does not like the faculty and infrastructure. See, all these useless things given to us, right, should be straight away eliminated. Anything that is not given in the flow diagram, data flow diagram, is just to be eliminated. So Ram is eligible to get the admission, but he does not like the faculty and infrastructure. Eliminate. Has the diagram talked about faculty, infrastructure and all that crap? No. Ram is eligible to get admission, but could not provide some valid documents. Possible, right? Let's keep that on hold. Look at option C. Ram got 78% marks in 12th, but got less than 40 marks in physics. Where is all this coming from? Ram is very poor and cannot afford to pay high fee. No, he's paid the fee already, right? Now Ram is eligible to get admission, but could not provide some valid documents. B. Yeah. If documents are, his trade is available, he's filled the enrollment form, but his documents are not valid. If the documents are not valid, then he will not get enrollment, right? His enrollment will stand cancelled, right? If the documents are not valid, then his enrollment stands cancelled. So B is the answer. Next one. A bit simple. You don't even have to worry about these questions. Next question. If Ram completed his course from the college but did not get selected in any campus placement, then what could be the possible reason for that? So Ram has completed his course but did not get a campus placement. What would be the reason for that? Straight away you should say data is not sufficient. Has he anyway talked about placements and all that stuff? No. No data is given there. So data insufficient, option C is the answer. However, let's read the other options. No, it will be funny. Option A. Ram failed in one of the semester of the college. Who knows? Where is the data? Ram changed his mind suddenly to give the exam at the last moment. You don't care. Ram could not clear interview process. I don't know. Ram left the college in the middle of the course. What do we know? Data is insufficient, right? You don't even have to read the options for that. Last one from this question type here. See this? If Ram is eligible to take admission, then what would be the possible reason that he did not. Anyways, sorry about this error here. So Ram is eligible to take admission, but then what would be the possible reason that he did not take admission in the college? What is the reason that he did not take? He is eligible to take admission, but he did not take the admission. So what could be the reason? Option A. Ram wanted to interchange the trade with other trade after filling the form because that facility was not provided with the college. Who knows this? Ram does not like the strict rules and nobody likes those strict rules and regulations, but we can't consider all these reasons. No. Ram does not like the test series and the material provided with the college. Ram does not satisfy about the scholarship amount of the college. None of this. Yeah. None of this. I mean, all these options are wrong. So that's how you go about these questions on data flow, right? I mean, Easy to solve. It can be made more and more complex by adding more and more decision making points. I mean, see, more the number of decision making points, right? Yes, no type of questions, it gets more and more complex, but nothing to worry about. So that's about it. We have actually exhausted the time that we had. I thought I'll close it by 7:30, but I think before I close it, let's take one more question. This time we will choose something on input output. Right now, you've seen in the recent past that bank exams have got questions, input output questions on numbers, where numbers are changing. Some operations, arithmetic operations are done at each of the steps, right? So let's discuss one such question type. And let me also tell you, many of you have asked me to solve some puzzles based questions, but I will not be able to take it up for two reasons. One is we don't have time, right? I wish I had more time to, I mean, we had more time and we could discuss more questions, but I'll have to close it here. Second reason is we have already done 2 or 3 puzzles in our earlier reasoning session as a part of this refresher series brought to you by TalentSprint in association with GradeUp, right? Second reason. Third reason, why do you worry? We have our YouTube channel, subscribe to that. TalentSprint's YouTube channel. There are a lot of puzzles which are getting uploaded. I think every day we are adding one puzzle, complex puzzles with the solution, with the full solution. Each video is like a 20-minute, 30-minute video where the puzzle is shown to you and then we discuss the entire solution. So you can refer to a lot of those different puzzle types, right? Floor-based puzzles, circular arrangements, linear arrangements, complex assignments, puzzles with blood relations and whatnot. Fourth reason, why do you want to solve puzzles? Anyway, we'll skip in the exam. I will definitely skip it in the exam. I don't know about you guys, right? I mean, if I have to take the exam, I'll just skip it and go to the next one. I understand when it comes to the main examination, time management is not difficult. You have enough time to attempt all the questions. So there maybe you will solve the other questions first, syllogisms, machine input output, coded inequalities, etc. And then you can try out puzzles. So from that point of view, yes, maybe practicing some puzzles will be important, but I would still suggest do not solve or do not attempt puzzles the moment you see them in the exam. Okay, the moment you see them in the exam. Fine. Skip is one of the best solutions that we have for such questions. Now let me present the last one for you. Something on input output, and here we go. Directions. Study the following information carefully and answer the given questions. A number arrangement machine arranges 2-digit numbers in a typical manner. Each step gives output taking input from the previous step. The following is an illustration of input and rearrangement. Using this illustration, answer the questions given below. So let me present this to you. I hope you're able to see this, right? I can zoom in the step-by-step process for you guys. Try and understand the process first. Unless you are clear with that process, it is going to be difficult. Okay. This is input, step 1. Step 2, step 3, and there is step 4. Step 4, the result is 2, by the way. I mean, I'm not able to loop that into this screen here, but there's one more step where the final result is 2. So try and understand the process. Try and understand the step-by-step process. What is happening in step 1, then step 2, then step 3, and then step 4. After that, we'll look at the given input, apply the same process, and answer the questions. Not very difficult. We had solved one such question in our earlier reasoning session as well. If you had attempted that, this should be an easy one for you. All right. Chalo, enough time has been given. Let's discuss this. So I'm sure all of you have understood the steps. What happens? You see there are 6 input numbers given to us in the input, right? 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. These are all 2-digit numbers, right? 12, 11, 21, 31, 21, 12. Now look at the step 1. The first number is step 1. They have indicated using this arrows here that it is a combination of the first number and the fourth number. You see? The second number here is a combination of second number and fifth number. And the third number is a combination of third number and sixth number. Right? Now how do we get 32 from 1, 2 and 3, 1 here? See, the idea is this. You multiply 1, the first digit of first number with the first digit of fourth number. So 1 into 3, 3. That 3 comes here. Multiply the second digit of first number with the second digit of second number. 2 into 1, 2. That 2 comes here. Makes it 32. Similarly, combination of 2 and 5, number 2 and number 5 will give you the second number of step 1. What do we do? Multiply the first digit of second number with the first digit of fifth number. 1 into 2, 2. Multiply the second digit of second number with the second digit of fifth number. 1 into 1, 1. And similarly, you get 22. 2 into 1, 2. 1 into 2, 2. Look at this. This is important. How do we get step 2? What is the logic here? The idea is this. Look at all the first digits. 3, 2, 2. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 into 2. Multiply by 2, you'll get 14. Similarly, 2 plus 1 plus 2. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 into 2, 10. So we add the first digits, multiply the result by 2 to get the first number here. We add the second digits, multiply the result by 2 to get the second number here. Right? Now look at this. What happens? 14 difference 10 is 24, right? So you take 2 here and 4 here. As simple as that. 14 minus 10 is 24. 2 here and 4 here. And like I told you, the last step was what? 2. There is one more number. There's one more step, the last step, which is 2. How do you arrive at this 2? The difference of 2 and 4 gives you 2. Now there is one more input given to us. We have to apply the same process for this input as well. Simple. It should not take more than a minute for you to get the result, right? So here's the input. 11, 22, 12, 12, 11, 31. 11, 22, 12, 12, 11, 31. Now what will be the first number? It will be a combination of first and fourth number, right? 1 into 1, 1. 1 into 2, 2. Then this number. 2 into 1, 2. 2 into 1, 2. And this number. 1 into 3, 3. 2 into 1, 2. Now how do we get the second? This is step 1. How do we get step 2? Sum of the first digits multiplied by 2. Right? So 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 into 2, 12. Here 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6. 6 into 2, 12. What is step 3? What is step 3? The difference of these two. What is the difference of these two? 12 difference 12, 0. What will be step 4 in that case? There won't be step 4. We have arrived at step 3 itself, right? There itself we have to stop. You're getting it? You're able to follow? The first step is very clearly indicated. I mean, we have done the same thing. The second step is to add the first digits. 1 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 6. Multiply by 2. 6 multiplied by 2, 12. Similarly, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6. Multiplied by 2, 12. In the third step, what do we do? Sorry, I'm sorry. I think it was a sum, right? I have taken a difference. Let me clear this. Sorry. Okay. We are supposed to add the numbers. 14 and 10, 24, right? 14 plus 10 is 24. So that 24 came here, 2 and 4. 12 and 12 is 24. So again, 2 and 4, single digit numbers. Yeah. And what is step 4? Step 4, the result is same. 2 and 4 difference is 2. See, if step 3 is same in both the cases, step 4 will also be same. Yeah. It's an addition, not a subtraction. I'm sorry about that. The numbers have to be added. Done. Now let's answer the questions. First one, what will be the value if the resultant value is multiplied by 2? The resultant value is called this. This is the resultant value, the last value. So what will be the value if the resultant value is multiplied by 2? See, the resultant value is 2. If you multiply 2 with 2, what will you get? 4. None of this. Yes or no? The next question. Which of the following pair represents second digit of second value and first digit of first value in step 2? Remember, second digit of second value and first digit of first value in step 2. Go back wherever we have solved it. Step 2 is this. Second digit of second value. Second digit of second value is 2. First digit of first value is 1. So 2 and 1 is the answer. Not 1 and 2. Remember, second digit of second value and first digit of first value. In step 2, second digit of second value is 2. First digit of first value is 1. So 2 and 1. 2 and 1. So 2 and 1, 2 and 1 is not there anywhere. Option E is the answer. Okay. Right? And the last question. These are all sitters, right? Last one. What will be the second digit of the first value in step 2 if you multiply the first digit of first value by 2 of step 1? Now this is a little interesting. I think I'll quickly write down the steps here itself, because you have to go toggle between the screen and the solution. So 11, 22, 12, 12, 11, 31, right? What did we have? 12, then we had 22, then we had 32. Right? In the next step, I guess we had 12 and 12. And then we had 22 and 4, and then we had 2. So this is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. What is he saying? What will be the second digit of first value in step 2? What will be the second digit of first? This is the first value of step 2. So what will be the second digit of first value in step 2? If we multiply first digit of first value by 2 of step 1. So in step 1, the first digit of first value should be multiplied by 2. What is the first digit of first value? See, the first value is 12. In step 1, the first value is 12. The first digit of that first value is 1. That should be multiplied by 2. Multiply first digit of first value by 2 of step 1. So of step 1, first digit of first value should be multiplied by 2. So 1 should be multiplied by 2. So if you multiply 1 with 2, it becomes 22. Instead of 1, 2, it becomes 2, 2. Now if this becomes 2, 2, what happens? Step 2 will change, right? It will not be 12. What will be the value? 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 into 2, 14. This will become 14. And 2 plus 2 plus 2, this will remain 12 itself. There won't be any change in the second number. The change will be in the first value, right? Add the first digits. 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 multiplied by 2, 14. Now what's the question? What will be the second digit of first value in step 2? Second digit of first value now is 14. Second digit of first value is 4. Second digit of first value is 4. So option A will be the answer. So reading the question is important. I mean, reading and understanding the question is more important. If you've understood the question, then answer it. Okay, option A, 4 is the answer. 4 will be the answer. Alright guys, so I think we can stop here. I had more questions. I wish I could spend a little more time and solve those questions for you, but we'll have to close it here. However, you can join in our other regular live sessions that we do for TalentSprint students, right? Every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, and every Saturday, right? We have regular sessions on various topics of quantitative aptitude, reasoning, English language, current affairs, and then every Saturday we have doubts clarification sessions on all these subjects. So you can visit our website talentsprint.com and explore our online programs. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we have got a lot of free videos and live sessions like these for you. However, for a very structured learning with practice test and lot more live sessions and some thousands of videos and ebooks and performance analytics, you should visit our website talentsprint.com. All right, thank you once again for joining us. We'll meet again on Thursday, day after tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. with your last session as a part of this refresher series, which is going to be on quantitative aptitude. That is quantitative aptitude part 2. We have already done one session. Not quantitative aptitude, strictly speaking, data sufficiency and analysis. Data analysis and interpretation. We have already done one session from that. We'll have the second session on Thursday. So don't forget to join us in that session, Thursday, 6 p.m. with your friends on our YouTube channel. And like I said, we have one session tomorrow as well at 2 p.m. but that's only for TalentSprint students, right? Which is going to be on the 50 most predictable questions from the banking and general awareness section of your IBPS PO mains exam. That will be done by our expert faculty Sridhar, who will meet you all tomorrow at 2 p.m. in your TalentSprint account, not on YouTube channel, but in your TalentSprint account. So do join us in that session as well. And yes, keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. I'll see you all in the next session. Bye.